ask more than one question out of respect, but would you consider Last Jedi a good movie, but a bad Star Wars movie? It's tough to say. It's tough to answer that. Because how do you separate a Star Wars movie from being a Star Wars movie? And that's the problem you run into with something like that, where you do something with the characters that just feels like such a betrayal to a lot of us of what rings true. You make a movie that feels like it actively is rejecting the established lore, and it's rejecting things that feel like you're punishing me as an audience member for expecting a Star Wars movie to be a Star Wars movie. That's a weird thing to do. And that's what Last Jedi felt like for a lot of us. And so how do you detach good movie from good Star Wars movie when it is a Star Wars film? I would say that, I think there's a lot of technically good things about the film. It's probably the best looking Star Wars film. The color palette, the contrast, set designs. You think of like the throne room and those vivid reds. You know, Empire Strikes Back has a little bit of that with some of the Cloud City oranges and the silhouettes. And so, you know, there's some competition there, but Last Jedi does a lot of things like that right. But I think there's also things in it where there's this whole subplot where Finn and Rose Tico go off to this, like, in a way that doesn't really make any sense with the plot. Like, they're in the middle of a chase and they go off to a different planet, and then there's like casinos, and it's all about, you know, the mistreatment of the rich oppressing the poor, and they like free all these animals, and there's all this stuff. There's nothing to do with the plot. Like, it's just this rabbit trail with like weird messaging that is nothing to do with the rest of the film. And then we get into the third act of the movie, and Finn is trying to stop this big gigantic Rey from killing the Resistance, and he's going to sacrifice himself to save the day. And in the middle of the fight, Rose crashes into him to stop him.
Finn, it's too late. Don't do this.
No! I won't let them win.
Not she shoots his engine and his engine goes... She crashes into him so that he, in a crash, both of you could die. So she could have killed him. There's no reason that what she did didn't kill him. Could have killed him. And it stops him from taking out this big laser thing. And it's just some line, we should die for what we love, not what we hate.
I saved you. Tell me. That's how we're gonna win. Not fighting what we hate. Saving what we love.
Like that, it's such an unearned moment. It gets such a, what are we doing here moment. Like you can take these things and realize that Rian Johnson had these ideas he wanted to put in there, and you want to use story to communicate things and messages that are important to you, but they have nothing to do with the movie that we're watching right now. It's just random crap that he shoved in there that doesn't add up. And so there are a lot of technical things that work, and then there's a lot of things that are just bizarre. And like even like the tone of Luke Skywalker going, hey, what's this lightsaber, and tossing it over his shoulder. Like it's weird. It's so off and plays bizarre, because it's not just, this means nothing to me anymore. Same thing. He gets it. And do it in a way that like feels like you're like, just you feel the life's being sucked out of you. Instead of it, like it plays like a joke, like this. Whoop. The cliffhanger from the last movie is she goes like this. Oh, I wonder what he's going to do. What's he now that he has his lightsaber? What's he going to do? And then what's the most shocking way to make this point? Whoop. Like it just doesn't, I don't know. It's tough for me to say that that's a good movie, because it's so off. There's so many random things in there that make no sense. There's things that just undercut everything that was set up. It's tough to say that that's good, despite their... And people talk about, oh, everyone said that The Force Awakens was way too much like A New Hope, and they tried to do something so different with The Last Jedi, but it was too different. What is the plot of Empire Strikes Back? after the events of the previous film, the Empire is trying to strike back, and so the rebellion is on the run. What is the plot of The Last Jedi? The First Order, after being damaged by the Resistance, is hunting them down, so the Resistance is on the run. Both films, while our protagonist goes off to train with a reclusive Jedi that no one has seen in a while in an obscure place. And then we have the throne room scene from Return of the Jedi. We're still just copying the other movies. And so it brought new ideas in, but in the sense of like, let's undermine the not do new plot points. It's not even let's expand the lore. It's let's deconstruct the lore. It's like, let's deconstruct the Jedi and break it down and talk about how this is flawed. You mean that thing that some of us have loved since we were 5 years old and learned the ability to talk and play with figures and tell our own stories? That thing, you want to deconstruct it? What an odd thing to do. So I think it's great.
Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon live streams. I do about 6 live streams every single month. For $2 per month, $20 per year, you can get access to all the exclusive videos and live streams. For $5 per month, you get your name on my end card. At the top tier, you get a 30-minute video chat with me each month. The link down below in the description has more information.